In today's video, we're diving into a serious topic: where to go if a nuclear war starts. Now, before you start digging that underground bunker in your backyard, let's be clear. We hope this never happens. It's a bit like planning your escape route from a rampaging hippopotamus at the zoo. Statistically unlikely, but you can't help but think about it. We're going to be looking at some potential safe havens around the world should the unthinkable occur. And by safe havens, we're not talking about luxury bunkers with jacuzzis and champagne cellars, though if you find one, do let us know. Buckle up, kids, it's going to be a bumpy, slightly terrifying ride. First up on our apocalyptic world tour is New Zealand, a nation best known for its stunning landscapes and sheep outnumbering people. Seriously, Google most dangerous animals in New Zealand. You'll mostly find sheep giving you the side eye. But could this geographically isolated island nation be the key to surviving a nuclear apocalypse? Well, it certainly has a few things going for it. For starters, it's about as far away from, well, as you can get. Nestled in the South Pacific, New Zealand is like that friend who always sits in the corner at a party. Not because they're antisocial, but because they know the punch bowl is spiked. This isolation makes it a less likely target for a nuclear attack. After all, why waste a perfectly good nuke on a country that's basically just sheep and hobbits? Plus, their political neutrality means they're less likely to be dragged into a conflict in the first place. It's like the Switzerland of the Southern Hemisphere, but with more sheep and less delicious chocolate. But hey, if you're going to face the apocalypse, you might as well do it surrounded by stunning scenery and sheep that judge you with their eyes. And let's not forget the practical aspects. New Zealand's isolation means it has a better chance of avoiding the initial fallout. The country's lush forests and abundant natural resources could provide a sustainable way of life. Plus, with its rich marine life, fishing could become a primary food source. So, while the rest of the world might be scrambling for canned beans, New Zealanders could be enjoying fresh fish and lamb. In the end, if you're going to ride out the end of the world, New Zealand might just be the perfect place to do it. Next, we journey to the land of cheese, chocolate, and surprisingly efficient disaster preparedness, Switzerland. Now, Switzerland might not be as geographically isolated as New Zealand, but what it lacks in distance, it makes up for in mountains, bunkers, and a whole lot of neutrality. Seriously, Switzerland is so neutral, it's practically a religion. They haven't been in a war since 1815, which in geopolitical terms is like saying they haven't checked their email since the invention of the telegraph. This long-standing neutrality, coupled with their mountainous terrain, makes them a less than ideal target for a nuclear strike. But Switzerland's commitment to neutrality goes beyond just avoiding conflict. They're also incredibly prepared for, well, pretty much anything. We're talking about a country that has enough nuclear fallout shelters to accommodate its entire population, and then some. These aren't your average cobbled-together basement shelters either. So, while Switzerland might not be the first place that comes to mind when you think of surviving a nuclear apocalypse, it's definitely worth considering. Chapter 3. Iceland. Where the people are few and the volcanoes are many. From the Alps we travel north to the land of fire and ice, where the northern lights dance across the sky and the volcanoes. Well, let's just say they're never bored. These volcanoes are a constant reminder of the raw power of nature, always ready to put on a show. Iceland, with its dramatic landscapes and sparse population, might just be the perfect place to wait out a nuclear winter. The vast, untouched wilderness offers a sense of isolation that is hard to find elsewhere. Now, Iceland might not have the Swiss obsession with bunkers, but what it lacks in underground shelters, it makes up for in sheer remoteness. The island's isolation is its greatest defense. It's like the island equivalent of that friend who goes off the grid for weeks at a time, only to reappear with a beard, a tan, and a newfound appreciation for nature. Here you can truly disconnect from the chaos of the world. With a population density lower than a Justin Bieber concert after he cancels due to a sore throat, Iceland offers plenty of space to, not be near other people. The wide open spaces provide a sense of freedom and solitude. And in a post-apocalyptic world, social distancing takes on a whole new meaning. The isolation here isn't just a luxury, it's a way of life. Plus, its location in the North Atlantic makes it less susceptible to fallout from major population centers. The surrounding ocean acts as a natural barrier, protecting the island from external threats. But Iceland's appeal goes beyond just being remote and sparsely populated. The island is a model of sustainability and self-sufficiency. They're also surprisingly self-sufficient, thanks in part to their abundance of geothermal energy. This renewable resource powers homes, businesses, and even greenhouses, making Iceland a beacon of sustainability. Of course, surviving in Iceland post-apocalypse wouldn't be all cozy sweaters and geothermal spas. The rugged terrain and harsh weather conditions would present their own set of challenges, requiring resilience and adaptability. Chapter 4 Australia, everything wants to kill you, but at least the government is trying. Next we head down under to the land of sunshine, shrimp on the barbie, and creatures that will actively try to end you. Australia is a place where the beauty of the beaches and the charm of the locals are matched only by the deadliness of its wildlife. Yes, we're talking about Australia, a country that seems to have missed the memo that humans are supposed to be at the top of the food chain. From the outback to the suburbs, danger lurks in every corner. Now you might be thinking, Australia? Seriously? The place with more venomous snakes than non-venomous snakes? It's a land where even a casual stroll can turn into a life-or-death situation. And spiders the size of dinner plates? That's your idea of a safe haven? These eight-legged giants can make even the bravest souls shudder. And to that we say, hold my beer, mate, we're getting there. Australians have a unique way of embracing their perilous environment with a sense of humor and resilience. While Australia might not be winning any awards for least likely to be fatally bitten, stung, or otherwise incapacitated by its wildlife, it does have a few things going for it in the nuclear apocalypse department. The vast open spaces and the preparedness of its people are key advantages. For starters, it's a big, sparsely populated country with a strong military. The sheer size of the land and the low population density make it a challenging target for any large-scale attack. Think of it as the really buff friend who might accidentally crush a beer can while opening it but will also defend you from that creepy guy at the bar. Australians are tough, and they know how to handle themselves in a crisis. Australia's military might and strategic location in the South Pacific make it a less than ideal target for a nuclear attack. Its defense strategies are robust, and its geographical position offers a natural advantage. Of course, surviving in post-apocalyptic Australia would require a certain set of skills. The locals are well versed in bushcraft and survival techniques, making them well prepared for any scenario. But hey, if you can survive in Australia on a normal day, you can probably survive anything. The resilience and adaptability of Australians are their greatest strengths, making them formidable in the face of any challenge. Chapter 5. Costa Rica, Pura Vida, even when the world is ending. Finally we journey to Costa Rica, a country known for its lush rainforests, pristine beaches, and a distinct lack of a standing army. Yes, you heard that right. Costa Rica hasn't had a military since 1948. They decided to just, be chill about things. Now you might be thinking, a country with no army, in economy, that's like bringing a pool noodle to a knife fight. And to that we say, you're not wrong, but hear us out. Costa Rica's decision to ditch the whole military-industrial complex thing wasn't just some hippy-dippy peace and love experiment. It was a calculated move that has, so far, worked out pretty well for them. By investing in education, healthcare, and environmental protection, Costa Rica has become one of the most stable and prosperous countries in Central America. This commitment to peace and diplomacy, coupled with their lack of any real strategic value, makes Costa Rica an unlikely target for a nuclear attack. Of course, surviving in post-apocalyptic Costa Rica wouldn't be all zip-lining through rainforests and sipping on. So there you have it, folks. 5 potential safe havens should the world decide to go all Mad Max on us. Now, before you pack your bags and book a one-way ticket to the nearest sheep farm, let's be clear. This is all purely hypothetical. The best way to survive a nuclear war is to, stay safe and see you in the next video.